Right, hello. Today I'm going to go to the canals, and Bobby's not coming with me. You're going to stay here. Off you go. Come on. Somebody asked me about the canals in England because they don't have any in Pennsylvania. Sorry, my friend, I've forgotten who you are. I'll mention it in a while. There we go. And yes, I'm going to go to Atherstone, which is a small town about 5 miles away. And I'm going to go along the canal for some of the route to get there. And I'll show you the canals there, but they're quite nice. There's some locks as well. It's a very beautiful place. So, let's get going. Well, this is Weddington Fields, and I'll just jump back on my bike, and they are putting the goalposts up ready for the football season. There we go, well done fellas, and the grass looks superb. And this is the Anchor River. Oh, there's a little doggy. Well, I've just had a nice chat with this lady asking me what I'm doing. I'm explaining that I'm going to go off to Atherstone to look at the canals. Anyway, this is the River Avon, which goes through our town of Nuneaton, and this is really the dog walking paradise, as you can see. And it's the floodplain really, and these are the playing fields nearby. So I'm going to go over there and pick up on one of the canals, which is adjacent to the main railway line. Well, this is the canal, and it shows how it's used for leisure. That bloke was right on time. And here it indicates this is part of the National Cycle Network, number 52, which is a good effort, but you'll see later on that the pathway is not all perfect. But I'm going to take this route along the canal to Atherstone because it saves me going up the big hill to my left and then all the way down again. So I'm doing this about canal, so I thought I'd go along by the canal as well at the same time. See, it's all part of a big plan. Well, I'm just going to have a chat with this guy in his canoe. He's just come along to enjoy the ride. And there's a lady walking her dog as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
As if we'd never met.
How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you.
Very nice, lovely morning for you.
Yep. Where are you off to?
I'm off to the pub.
Yep.
Oh, there's nothing down there. When I get fed up, I might have a farmer's lunch at the inn at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, I'm off to Atherstone to look at the locks.
Oh, the lock, yeah.
To show somebody in America how
I think there's 9, isn't there?
wonderful it is.
There's 9 locks there?
There might well be. They're well kept as well, aren't they?
Yeah. The ones at Warwick are the best. There's 27 there.
Yes, I've at Hatton. Yeah, indeed. Well, that's a good shot. I've got both you and me on it. I'm riding one-handed on this path, which is awful. I wanted to show this because look, it's supposed to be a cycleway, look, and it's absolutely horrible. It's all lumps and bumps.
Birmingham goes the best for it. It's all block paved there. It's all block paved in Birmingham.
Is it?
Right from King Street.
Yeah.
All the way into Birmingham City Centre, it's all block paved.
Right.
It's all proper. It's really nice there.
I'm going to leave you to it. Well, this is one of the marinas that are on the canal and catering for the leisure boaters. There's some Nepalese friends coming by. We have quite a Nepalese community in Nuneaton, which is nice. Some of them are Gurkha families. Anyway, yeah, this is a marina. I was going to say that although there are many pleasure boats on the canal, there are also some folk who live on the canal because it's cheaper, and sometimes there's a sort of a hippie traveller group that do so as well. and correspondingly they don't have a lot of money and their boats are quite rough. But there you go, takes all sorts. Well, then there's another boat going by. They're not all these narrow boats. I just saw a sort of a smaller launch type boat, but I'll give you some impression of going along this towpath. These paths, of course, were originally for the horses to pull the barges along, and they're only on one side of the canal, so they're not on both sides, only on one side, and they're really only used by walkers now, but sometimes people use them on bikes, and this is supposed to be a cycleway, but it's an absolute nightmare, to be honest. It's now turned a bit muddy and bumpy and all over the place. So I'm going to get up on the road and finish the journey to Atherstone on the road. It's now flat on the other side of the big hill that I was talking about. Morning. Morning.
Morning.
You okay if I film you going by? Can I film you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Where are you off to?
Not sure yet. We want to stop about midday, so
You're going that way?
yeah, Nuneaton, and we go past Nuneaton and probably the next page stop.
Yeah. Well, have a good journey.
Thank you.
Okay.
Side.
Bye-bye. This is the very attractive church at Manchester, which is just short of Atherstone. And this is Atherstone town centre itself, looking one way to the west, and this is back to the east. That used to be the main road going up to the north from London. Milliner's Court, it refers to some of the hat making that took place in Atherstone. And this is the canal at the bottom of the town. And that's one of the locks, which will fill with water once the boat is in, or empty with water, whichever way it's going. Well, that's one of the Virgin trains heading north, coming up from London, and this is the main west railway line. And it's pretty busy, to be honest, but it follows the same route as the canal, which is just here. That's the bridge going over the canal. And you can see over here on the left some derelict buildings which were once part of the factory arrangements that are on the canal. Let's go up there and have a look. Well, here we are, Atherstone Locks. Are you waiting to go in? Very nice. Oh, it's clouding over a bit now. Where are you off to?
We're aiming for Cambridge eventually.
How long you been out?
And then we're going round the Troppy, Middlewich, coming back down to Northampton.
Wow, very good. Oh, have a good journey. So the boat enters the lock, push the gate closed behind it. And then the pressure of the water will hold that shut while they go to the other gate, this end, and let the water out and lower the boat. Here is where the water is let out. The lady at the far side is winding the mechanism on this end as well to open the sluice gates at the bottom to allow the water through. Notice I'm manfully letting the ladies get on with this. And now if I move round the side, you'll see where the water is coming out of the lock into the lower part of the canal to allow the boat to be lowered to the lower level. Once it's there, the gate will open and the boat will go through. Well, as you can see, I'm now in the middle of a field. Just had a very nice chat with the parish council, in fact, from Manchester, which is just down the road. And this is the footpath, and it just doesn't exist. But I've walked along by the river, and it's a gorgeous route. I've taken some photos, and it's a lovely route. I've walked it before, but apparently I'm not supposed to cycle it. It's not a bridle way, it's only a footpath. So I've walked all the way. So it's taken a little bit longer, so I've got to rush off home.